Hello, this is Dread from Epic Builds, and in today's video topic, my light in the room is causing me to go crazy, but I just got news that the dungeon stuff has been announced. Now, I was in the middle of doing my taxes. I guess I'll have to wait. So we're gonna go through this. I have not looked through any of this. So the Soulfire Bastion, right? It looks very nice. Like I really like that layout of the dungeon. It looks very massive and nice. So unique mechanics, Soulfire Shield and Soul Embers. So in Soulfire Bastion, you'll find yourself within a conflict of the Immortal Empire's vile necrotic energies and the Solarum searing fire elements. I really like the necrotic fire kind of stuff. Any normal adventurer would find themselves quickly torn apart by these energies. However, in the Soulfire Bastion, you'll be granted a new ability, courtesy of the Imperial Agent Grin, to help you survive. Of course, being Grin, the knowledge he shares may have been obtained somewhat recently and perhaps without the owner's knowledge. Using the Fire Lich's own research against him, you will have at your disposal the Soulfire Shield. The results of the Fire Lich's research is great, and the Soulfire Shield is impenetrable to the element it is deflecting, no matter the magnitude. Meaning, so if you are going against like a fire enemy, you can have the Fire Shield on. If you're going up against a necrotic enemy, you can put the Necrotic Shield on it, and this will probably be in the boss fight as well. The power comes at a cross, however. It must be fed additional soul embers in order to change attunements between fire and necrotic, so you can't just spam it. As you face alternating elements within the dungeon, both from the environment and from the enemies within, you'll need to decide what cost must be paid and feed more soul embers to the shield to protect yourself. Okay, that's pretty cool so far. While progressing through the Soulfire Bastion, you'll gain soul embers by destroying various constructs of the Fire Lich, with more powerful enemies granting additional soul embers. So you want to be killing big stuff. Use your soul embers to continue fueling your Soulfire shield, but don't spend them carelessly, as these embers are highly valuable to the resources to the right buyer, meaning you're going to use these later on for the soul gambler. Fire Lich, ooh, that's art's going in the thumbnail right there. Ooh, a petty and jealous commander in the immortal emperor's forces, he finds the culture and history of the long dead Osprix fascinating. Kermoris has a chance upon a Solarum battleground that has been buried and ignored for centuries. Overwhelmed the excitement of his discoveries, he's yada 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 Fire Lich stuff. Although he looks absolutely fucking gorgeous. This guy, he looks so good. Oh my god. He looks so sexy. I love this already. This particular rival who recent campaigns in the Frozen North have won him recognition. Oh yeah, for Morrisis. Yeah, he channels his jealousy into his work, embracing the burning hatred he feels into his creation of a new form of soul magic he is calling Soul Embers. This discovery has afforded Kermoris an opportunity to finally overtake his rival's glory, and will not be so quick to let it slip through his fingers. Meaning, he's talking about Morrisis from the Blood, Frost, and Death mono in the Monolith system. Should you find yourself having defeated Fire Lich Kermoris in pockets heavy with soul embers, you will find an opportunity to speak with one of the parties interested in helping you lighten the load. The Soul Gambler will trade and trade fairly. Though still an Imperial at heart, he's not willing to tell you exactly what you're buying, of course. With the Soul Gambler, you'll be able to trade for specific item types such as helmet or shield, with the possibility of being any subtype. However, these items are much more powerful than those the regular gambler would offer, probably exalted and stuff, with chances of being items no other gambler would dare to offer. As he's located within enemies' lines, he doesn't have any backroom for stores and change stock while you browse, and you have at your disposal the soul embers of your recent conquest. So, so you can't refresh the gambler. Okay. Huh. I'm curious if he's going to get anything. So you can get unique items. That's cool. So that's why they removed unique gambling, is because now you can gamble uniques from him instead. So that's really cool. Huh. That's really good. That's, yeah. Yeah. So pretty much what you're going to do is you're going to go through the dungeon. You're going to go through some traps that'll deal fire and necrotic damage. You can use the shield that will be powered by the Soulfire Embers that you can swap in between to not take that damage. And then as you go through, you'll fight a boss that will do fire and lightning damage, kind of like fire and necrotic damage. And he'll swap in between. You can use the shield to protect yourself. Then, of course, you can use the rest for the Soul Gambler. Now, the problem is, the less the more soul embers you get, the more you can gamble from him. So you want to be doing the dungeon you want to be clearing the dungeon, right? First off, you want to not, lose all your shit. You also don't want to be spending it on the Soulfire Shield. You want to be spending as little as possible on the Soulfire Shield so you have the most to buy from the Gambler, right? So builds that are better will get more rewards because they won't have to tank. They'll be able to tank those hits. They won't have to swap over. Like you won't have to like swap over constantly, right? You can just protect from one element and then take less of another. Like for instance, you could use like a Prism Ramps and an Orion's Eye to take a lot less fire damage, and then keep your shield always to necrotic, and you'll always DR the fire, and then of course the necrotic you'll just won't take. And in theory, that might be the way to go with this kind of thing. And you'll have specific builds that can go through this without having to deal with all that, monotony. Of course, you could also use what's it called? The potion, the relic, the one that gives you 40% DR from necrotic damage. You could also use that as well. So there's a lot of different ways you can go about farming this. I really like it. I'm a little worried though that the Soul Gambler himself isn't really going to be worth it, like what he sells and how much you're going to be able to get from each run. But I'm going to assume if you go to T4, you'll be able to get everything, right? If you do it properly. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll have to see from when it happens. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the news today. It was a pretty quick one, although this has me hyped as fuck because this looks amazing. The art looks amazing. Everything about this is amazing. This has me like really, really hyped. But yeah, with all that being said, thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful rest. Stay wherever you're at, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.